Hello, this is Victoria Wynn from WynnModernArt.com. Today we are marbling a pumpkin, and Desiree is going to teach her twin sister Chantal an amazing technique. Chantal's on the left and Desiree's on the right.
So, when you're making these circles for the
blown glass
technique,
pumpkin look.
for the blown glass pumpkin look, this type of technique is a little bit tricky because you're going to want to make the lines across look more organic to make it look cool, but it's actually going to look less organic and less cool if you do that.
If you do what?
If you draw the lines across squiggly to make it look organic.
Oh, so do it straight.
We want straight lines across.
Okay.
We're starting at the bottom for a reason as well. Starting at the bottom because we don't want the drizzle to be lost as it falls. That looks great.
Okay.
And now we can do some more lines above it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it goes.
So with the same color?
Whatever color you want. Just put them wherever you want to put them. In the beginning, it's going to look like a bunch of stripes. Maybe it'll look kind of webby or kind of Easter eggy, but I promise it won't stay that way.
Okay.
You can see they're already starting to fall.
Oh, yeah. This is Desiree's blown glass look technique.
You have a paper towel?
This color is red acrylic and it has ruby LUXE powder mixed into it.
No, Chantal, just to warn you. You see that we've got these cool drips coming down, but there's still all this white. So when you're gonna want to be covering the white, and that's gonna take away those lines that you just made. So that's why we're starting at the bottom and going up, so that we don't lose the lines and the drips that we're making as we try to cover the white that hasn't been covered. Does that make sense?
So should her lines have been closer to one another?
I would have made her lines closer to one another.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she can go back and add.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what she's doing, Desiree?
She's covering up the white because the red didn't fall like that. I think when we're doing the lines, they need to be really up close to each other so that we don't have to color stuff in after. It just all drips down.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what she's doing, Desiree?
Well, I wanted you to get in trouble if you needed to get in trouble. So even for the brown, like, she has to fill in all the way. It won't, the more lines she does won't fill that up.
More lines will fill that up. But she's coloring it in instead. Go and see if the stuff falls down and touches it, you know?
When does the gold come in?
I was gonna do that kind of later. And it is kind of a rust little accent.
Okay. This is definitely looking like a candy apple.
It is.
It's looking delicious.
You see, the other thing about this pumpkin is that there's not a base coat. And so that's why the lines need to be pretty close to each other so they fall on top of each other rather than like above each other where there's all this space in between.
If we were to have a base coat, first of all, what color would it be? Second of all, how would you apply it?
Well, I probably wouldn't do a base coat. I would probably just do this a little bit differently so that there wasn't like these little cracks in between.
So tighter lines.
Tighter lines is what I would have done.
Because she's filling it in again.
Yeah.
Are you noticing?
I'm not feeling it then. Just making the line thicker.
Oh.
Thicker line.
What about a thick line? Is that the answer?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it turns out.
Okay. Does that brown have sparkle in it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh. Do you know what color is in it?
There is a couple colors in it. It's the multi one.
Oh, it's got rusted olive. Okay. Probably some sorcery.
Oh, it's absolutely delicious.
Oh gosh, it looks so yummy.
Let's do a little more
The
brown.
color palette choice is a little crazy. You did question me a lot, but I think it's gonna work out. Brown, red, and gold. I think it's gonna be amazing. It certainly looks delicious.
Does it look delicious? Oh yeah, just look at it.
It's pretty great looking.
That red really
Those
oozes.
are tighter circles that she's doing. That way they can fall on top of each other instead of creating this type of thing.
Okay. Perfect. I really want to teach this technique that you've developed, Desiree, at the upcoming marbling pumpkin class in Amarillo, Texas. So, I appreciate you teaching your sister how to do this so I can video and learn at the same time. For those of you that are wondering why some of the bottles of paint that we're using have the Wynn Modern Art logo, it's because it's just so we know that LUXE powders have been mixed into that paint. Because sometimes you want colors that are solid and then colors that have a shimmer. So we've written on the back of the bottles, Opal 2.0 was mixed into this white, so we know it's gonna have a nice little iridescence. So I'm just preparing for my upcoming classes.
I'm just filling in the white spots with the leftover paint. And then I'm gonna keep adding more colors.
Oh, I can see the shimmer. Oh, it's so pretty.
Oh, I like the red shimmer that it's got.
Yeah, like it's coming out. I can see it in this, like, in the angle of this light. I can see it in the brown too.
Once it's all the way covered, then we're gonna focus a little more on the design.
Once it's all covered, all your white spots are covered, then you're gonna focus on
Yeah.
the design. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so pretty. You can see the shimmer in the brown paint as well. Which means we need to add the logo. I can see the shimmer
Yep,
right
yeah,
there.
we do.
Okay, we'll do that.
Definitely gonna be adding more red to this. Once I fill all the white. Because all this white's at the bottom from when I didn't make my lines close enough to each other.
Okay.
So,
I will be sure to let the students know that the lines should be probably 1/8 apart, maybe. They're pretty close. I would have done it like you, Chantal. I would have thought it was going to drip better, so this is good learning. So while you're doing that, I'm going to take them over here and show them what technique we're mimicking. Desiree created this yesterday. And it looks wet, but it has a coat of Luxe Water Effects, because when acrylic paints dry, they dry really dull. So we've added a coat of Luxe Water Effects, and then Luxe Crushed Mirror on top. The color is Black Diamond. So we're looking to mimic a technique like that my very, very artistic daughter developed yesterday. Hunch at it.
Right, she's gonna go around with some more red now that she's covered the entire pumpkin.
Okay. Looks delicious. So the LUXE powders that we've mixed into our paint colors are from WynnModernArt.com. This is the color that we mixed into the red that she's using, and they do not sink. It's called Ruby. They float in resin and stir right into acrylics. Now the gold she's using is a little trick, which is when I don't have a good gold paint, a lot of them look like bird poop, and they do not look like a beautiful rich gold. So what I do is I take a mica powder and I mix it in with LUXE Water Effects, which is also from WynnModernArt.com. Okay, here's the gold. This is my favorite part. If you find a gold that you love, then great, stick with it. But this is magical. It is a true gold without the yellowy tint. It's got a really strong metallic. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
It's oozing. Also a lot of gold. Yeah, sometimes it was like heavy oozes and sometimes it wouldn't pull out, so I had to push, to squeeze it.
And DESIREE said to just sit and be patient, don't keep messing with it, right? Like that was your tip for me to teach students.
Yeah, it's that we keep putting all these circles around it because we want to like fill it up or make the colors look different, but you just gotta trust in the product. It's going to fall, it's going to mix correctly. You just have to give it some time. There's a lot of gold right there. Right now she just put this big layer of gold, right? And now we just gotta let it sit for a second. Get up, walk around, check out the other pumpkins, get some space, take a breather. And then you can come back and look at what it actually turns into. And now look at the excess paint. Okay, I'm gonna add more red. I got up for milliseconds. She's taking
She did not get up at all.
Really needs red down there. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, but right here it's looking really cool with the gold. Where it was a little thinner. Yeah. It's not overdone. Looks cool.
Oh, it's so there.
It's looking really good.
Can you move your hand just for a sec? Oh yeah. There's just a shadow, that's all I wanted to see. So do we add gold on top since
I was
there's
thinking
some white
like a
spots?
really thin circle of gold right on the top. I also think we need some more red around the top right there too. You know what you could do is you could put a thin red layer of gold, or sorry, of red. A red layer right above the gold, and then put the gold right above it. Alright, it's happening. But real thin so that it doesn't like over. I need to be careful with this red because it's so thick. Oh, there we go. That looks great. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Makes it look more organic, right?
Okay. Yeah, there's that cool. Red that we were talking about. Then we'll do another thin layer of gold.
So you're suggesting just let these things like sit.
Let them run down to see what it actually turns into. Thin layer of gold. Yeah, this gold's gonna run really well. It's already starting to run.
So also what we've learned is that for this specific technique, you are going to want your paints to be a little bit thicker with the Floetrol. Otherwise, it tends to just run right down the pumpkin really fast.
I think that's pretty balanced as far as the colors go. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
That looks neat. I like the red at the bottom too.
It should dry a few shades darker, like a more of a deep wine red instead of
and
it's a little bit pinkish.
See, this red layer is already dripping and it's already balancing out like that thick gold that we had all right here. The red's just balancing it because it's falling.
So cool.
It's looking good. I like right here where you still have red down here that was from earlier. And then the red up here, dripping down.
That's a delicious one. This looks like I just want to take a bite out of it.
So now we gotta give it a second because we don't know what this gold's gonna do. We just gotta let it keep sitting for a minute.
Let it sit. Look at everybody else's pumpkins in the class.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so neat already.
It looks really good.
It's like something you'd see in this big, beautiful Victorian house or something. It's so pretty.
Should we do the stem while we wait for this stuff?
You do that. The stem in gold.
Sure. What do you think, Desiree? Do a red stem or a gold stem. What do you think?
Oh, red is interesting.
Maybe red.
Gold is the expected choice, but red
I
is.
think that this pumpkin itself could use a little more red, so that's why I was thinking maybe a red stem. Yeah, there's quite a bit of gold on this side, but we're just gonna let it sit and then we can decide later if we want to add another stripe red.
If we did, I would think that it needs to be at the bottom.
Yeah, like in between the red stripe and all this gold.
As you can see, I have very artistic daughters, which makes things really nice for me because they can test products.
It's mixing really well. Yeah, it's looking
This
really
is all
nice.
looking really fantastic right here. That's what we're looking for. That is a technique. Layers.
That is so pretty.
Yeah.
Thanks for trusting my color palette, Chantal. I know
Oh,
it
yeah.
sounded a little weird at first.
Yeah, I was thinking we need white or something, and then this gold really brought it all together.
So both Chantal and Desiree, they paint realism, but you like to paint abstract too, right?
Yep, I do abstract. I like scenery. I have an Etsy account and everything.
You have an Etsy account now?
I do.
I will share that in this
I'm gonna
video.
be working a lot on that Etsy account as well.
Good.
Once I get to college.
She's a hard-working student. They both are. What's your major?
Mechanical engineering.
And what's your passion? Like aerospace engineering?
I'd
Yeah.
like to get into the aerospace industry.
So she loves to paint like galaxies. And
Yeah, I like to paint space nebulas, galaxies, planets.
How are you liking the glow powders?
That's perfect. Perfect for my art scene, you know?
And you haven't played with glow powders because you just got back from Chile.
Yeah, I've actually never used the LUXE powder. This is my first time.
Any of the LUXE powders? Maybe, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
You know what, actually, she actually sent me a lot of LUXE powders on my mission, and we did an art class on my mission, and we used all the powders.
Oh, so you just haven't used the glow. You
Well,
used
I haven't
the...
used them, this type of technique. We painted with a brush, an acrylic, and then we just put some sparkle. We put some of that LUXE
the
powder
sparkle
on top.
Nice. In Chile, that's so cool.
It was actually in Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska.
Mhm.
You didn't do your art classes in Chile.
No.
That's
Wow,
so
it's
pretty.
really falling well.
So what's your decision on the stem color?
And are you still considering this red stripe that you're wanting?
I am considering that red stripe at the bottom.
I don't think it would hurt it because I feel like all this top stuff is absolutely perfect, but then there just seems to be a lot of gold at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we could give it a try.
Let's give it a go. We're doing a red stripe
To break up the gold?
bottom here. Yeah,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of gold.
Another tip to keep in mind, you viewers, is that as she's tilting the pumpkin and putting it on, it tilts all the paint.
Yeah.
And so the faster you can get that stripe on, the better. Because
So you
when
don't
you're
mess up your
tilting it-
design?
Yeah, but it's not going to fall straight down if you're tilting the pumpkin. It's all going to roll onto the side. And that could look neat, but it depends on what you're going for. If you just want it to seep down like this,
Yeah.
you have to go real quick so that all the paint doesn't fall to the on.
Go
what
onto
I've-
the side.
What I've been doing that seems to be helping is I turn it all the way horizontally so that it like falls around the pumpkin rather than down it at first when I'm holding it and pouring it.
Uh-huh.
And then I put it straight down so that it starts to ooze down, and then I twist it
And
to
then
where
you
I
do
want
the
to
other
go.
side.
I twist it, and then I go straight back horizontally and twist, and then put it back there so it goes like
where you want it to go.
Look at her.
That's a great idea.
Red stripe. It's looking pretty neat down there.
Yeah, I think that was a good
It
move.
does. I was a little questioning that because it looked so pretty, but
Yeah, I
It
think
didn't
that-
take away from the top at all.
No,
It's
yeah.
excellent.
I think that it balanced it out.
good call. Good call.
All right, what do we think?
Just a student when these girls are around. They're so good at what they do.
I'm
Color
thinking-
composition, everything. Just so good.
I
They're so
personally
talented.
think the pumpkin itself looks done. I think the stem is all you need to do.
Estoy de acuerdo. Yes, I agree with that.
How do you say that again?
Estoy de acuerdo.
Estoy de acuerdo. That means I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what color's done, you guys? I can pick a brown. There's not much brown in there anymore.
I
There's
personally,
still some brown
I
though.
don't know. I like the idea of the gold, but I know that could be a
lot of gold.
Well, I think it would look pretty with the gold, but I think the
I
red
could just
would be-
use the marbling down here to cover it.
Yeah, the only thing is that that's what I tried to do with my pumpkin, and it became a mixture of mud.
Yeah.
What?
Do you have to sneeze?
Oh, you can sneeze.
Oh,
We're all
really?
friends here. You can sneeze. Well, you could. I don't know. Your red stem would be so unique. We don't have.
All right, we're doing it. You know what you could also do is you could wait until it dries and then do the red stem. If you wanted to do the red stem, it's just gonna all drip down right here, and we just don't know what that's gonna become. It could be cool.
Well, there is already a little bit of red here, so as long as I don't let it drip all the way down, it'll be fine. So I think I'll just go really small with the stem drizzle, and then I'll just fix it with my finger.
Okay.
And you have a brush.
Yeah. But are you gonna supply brushes at the course?
Oh. No.
Probably not.
Let's practice with the finger then.
I wonder if you can control it better with your finger. I do a lot of painting with my fingers and hands because I can control things.
Yeah, that's how I do all my abstract art. None of it is done with paintbrush.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Earlier when I was doing this with my finger on my other pumpkin, it was really hard because I had all of the crushed glass. But since this doesn't have the crushed glass, it's a lot easier.
Paint the stem
the
before you
stem.
put the glass on.
Yeah.
Do you want to add glass? Should I go get that?
Do you have brown?
Oh, we never found that the other day, huh? I have it somewhere.
I think that a brown glass would be nice. What do you think, Desiree?
You hold the.
I think even if you had something red, would be really pretty too.
Oh, do you have red glass, Mom?
Hold right there, but not right here because that's the microphone.
Mm.
Yeah. And you can walk all around because see how it's like kind of dark right here? Sometimes you need to walk around.
I'm protecting my pumpkin from my pouring.
She's protecting.
I want to cover it, but I don't want it to drip on the pumpkin.
You see that protection right there? That drip would have been on her pumpkin.
So, you could try 3D bubbles.
Oh.
3D bubbles will pick up the color underneath them. So if it's red or brown, that's the color that it'll pick up.
Okay.
Or we could use the antique. That will also pick up some of the color underneath it. Or the gold.
Can we test a little bit on the bottom?
That's a good idea.
I don't know about that one.
Let's throw some bubbles. Are you ready, Des? Look how pretty they are.
That's nice.
They're so beautiful. It made them like dark.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
They sunk in,
Yeah,
and I don't want
they
to
go
use.
in there.
I don't want to use too many because.
Yeah, we were able to see them all.
Okay.
I didn't see them.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was looking at the camera trying to adjust it.
Oh.
You see, Chantal's putting some more red because the red isn't. It's just super thick. It's got, you know, other product mixed into it. The what is it called?
Floetrol?
The Floetrol mixed into it. So you can see the white behind it.
It's kind of glazing more.
It's more of a glaze of red. And so we gotta keep that in mind. If we have glaze paint, it's not going to cover all the way.
Yeah. Interesting point. We always keep baby wipes nearby. Keep our hands clean. What are you thinking?
If we don't like that the red isn't really staying and that it's not being very thick, then maybe we could just let this dry and then go over it again with like
Gold?
actual red or gold.
Okay.
We can make it so these little creases are just gold.
Do you think that if you added gold right now, it would adhere?
Probably mixed to it.
Because there's no Floetrol on the gold, it's water effects, so it's gonna act differently, and I'm kind of curious.
You want to try it?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see if it's gonna spread out and glaze, or if it's gonna,
Yeah, that'd be something good to know, huh?
yeah. So these pumpkins have been primed. I used Krylon Fusion in white to prime. Otherwise your paint is going to slip right off and not even stick. How it's sticking so pretty right here.
So, do you think I should cover the whole thing in gold? Or should I just make some of it
Some
gold,
lines
like
on
gold marbling, or what?
I don't know, just put a little glop on the top and let it fall and see what happens.
Okay.
See if it covers up the white. If it's thick enough. Oh, it's so cool looking. Yep. Looks really good.
And this is with water effects.
It's just water effects and mica powder. That's it.
Accidentally touched my pumpkin a little bit.
Water effects always saves the day for me, actually. Whenever I screw up on something, I just bust out the water effects. It's true.
Wow, look, the gold fell onto the side.
Ooh.
It's looking pretty neat right there.
Oh, the stripe right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of like a candy cane.
That white's still there though.
Because it went in the crack.
Yeah. You can always just
Should I
touch
cover
it.
it?
Touch it. Let's add some more.
We're learning new things here.
It's running a lot. Just doesn't have to be a bad thing.
That's so pretty, just dripping down like that. Well, well, well. We've developed a new technique because the acrylic paint did not work.
This looks like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like candy. Like in that land of that everything's edible and everything's made out of candy. It's true.
Mhm.
It's
The
true.
land that I dream of.
It's oozing.
It's so pretty. So Chantal is the one that is painting the actual pumpkin. Desiree is the one that developed the technique and that painted the black and gold pumpkin. In case you're wondering, names. Chantal's very precise
Mm-hmm.
in everything she does, which is why she runs our whole customer service department. She catches all the details, makes all the spreadsheets, so I can focus on art and classes and developing products.
Okay, I have an epiphany. If you have any gold leaf,
Oh boy.
Because look, I accidentally did that, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of nice, that little dot of gold right there.
Okay. Here's the camera. I only have 23 karat gold.
Don't use it, Chantal. Don't use it. It's not worth it. I'm the test subject.
This is no longer a test subject.
It's
Oh,
her.
it's oozing
It's
right
her
there.
masterpiece.
It's not a bad thing though that we're using some red, some gold.
It's really
I
pretty.
think that's nice.
Can I see it?
Yeah, let me turn it up.
So, Chantal, couldn't help but notice that the gold is still taking over the bottom of the pumpkin.
You want me to add more red?
I'm just noticing it.
Yeah, that's a good thing to notice.
I think that something we've learned about the gold specifically is that thin layers go a very long way.
So you only need
They
a little bit.
take over the pumpkin if you go too thick.
Okay.
With the gold specifically, because it has the water effect instead of the other.
Yeah. And it is doing a water effect.
Mhm.
It is doing its job, I
Yeah.
guess. A little goes a long way is what you're saying. So just a little bit of the water effects.
Yeah, because this was one tiny stripe
bad.
and now it's covered tons of it.
It's true. Well, I'm dying to see the 3D bubbles added to the base of your stem.
They might fall in right now.
That's true.
They might fall in where?
Like,
into this
really,
hole, because it's a
yeah.
big pool.
Yeah. Oh.
Just dump it like in a pile, like a big pile.
Well, yeah, that's how I do it.
Well, we just don't want to waste them.
Oh, they're so cute, huh?
They're really cute. I didn't get to see. Can I put a couple over here?
Oh, now I got gold oozing down my hand.
That's why we have baby wipes. I got you. We're all Never mind.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put some bubbles right here. And there's a big shadow, so you can't really see tons, but I just want to see what it looks like.
On the ground there.
Oh, that's cute.
It picks up the dark colors, huh? Isn't that pretty? It's very luxurious. I think we dump them right there.
Right where?
There. All the cracks. All the cracks.
Okay, let's move on. Let's just think for a moment.
Hear me so.
Hold on. Let's just think for a moment. Welcome to Chantal.
What do you think of putting some more red on this apple? The red has really fallen, and the gold is taking over again. See, we did have a red stripe here, but the gold's
Oh, we have
just
to
taking.
finish the striping, huh? Before adding the bubbles, because you're gonna tilt it. The bubbles, or don't spill the bubbles. Let me close that. The
We need some clampers to pick this up and go.
glass needs to be the last,
Oh yeah.
very last
We
addition.
might have to wait for the stem to dry before picking it up. Unless we want to do just a red stripe around.
This
the
is
top.
black diamond
I think that you
crochet.
could probably pick
We
it
used
up
that
by
yesterday.
two
It's so
spots.
pretty.
You know what, this stem is not stable.
Or you just pick it up by
The
like
water
right
effects
here
is
and then
going
just
to
put it on.
glue it down just by the very fact that you use the gold because it has water effects on it.
And I'm gonna
I feel
go
like
pick
this
this up
stem's
so it
gonna
doesn't
fall.
fall off. I'm scared.
Yeah. All right. It does look.
Alright, it's falling nice.
So then we put it down.
So you do one side.
And then I turn it over while
Set it.
it's falling down because it wants to fall down. Then we go and do the other spot.
And then let it sit down.
I think I'm gonna go a little higher on this. And just let it go.
Okay.
I think I should have gone higher.
I would probably go a little higher. You could always do two red stripes. The red, I mean, there's a lot of gold. I don't think that we're gonna hide the gold. We don't want to hide the gold, obviously, but.
Doesn't that look pretty magnificent like that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a fingerprint.
Do I need to get your baby wipes?
No, it's okay.
Can we add 3D bubbles yet?
Oh, let me fix that fingerprint.
What do you think, Chantal? Is there anything you want to add to it?
I mean,
This little pumpkin's getting scrutinized.
I could.
Perfectionist. Just like
I
my
think
mom.
that stripe of red that we had was a great move, but we think we might need to add
I
another.
think
little
we've
stripe of
lost.
red.
I think we've lost the stripe of red.
Yeah, I think so too. Just like around this top spot right
Yeah, I
here.
agree.
You want to add more?
I would do it.
All right, we're doing it.
Because we have on video what it looked like before. We know it was beautiful before. We know what it can
So
look
now
like.
I'm letting it seep down because that's
Okay.
what it's gonna do.
Okay, let it
And
dry
now I'm
for
turning
a
it
few
to
seconds.
the other side because that way I can get the whole thing in just 2 swipes.
2 swipes.
Yep.
Okay. And let it drip for a while.
Look at that.
Okay, I think that's definitely what it needed. I like that.
Good.
And you can still see that there's brown in the background.
Yeah.
Which is the cool part, yeah.
This
Now this red is gonna change a lot too. You see the way that it looks now? That's gonna completely change.
I think that was a good move. I think it's a good thing.
I have a caramel apple ready to be eaten at any moment now.
I see that.
Okay, now I'm gonna continue on the stem because I just messed it up with my fingers.
Did you not prime the stem?
I did.
Because that is
It's
actually
white.
what's seeming like the issue is. But
It's primed.
Yeah,
it is.
She just picked it up by the stem. That's why all of it's gone.
oh, like you just added water effects and it was doing so well. I see.
just picked
Picked it up.
I messed it up.
Got it. Not shabby.
Wow, look how different this red has already changed so much right here. Look at that. That was one line.
I think that was a good move.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I think that's basically what it needed.
The red will darken up a bit since it has Floetrol. That's why it's looking a little bit pink right now. But that's just the Floetrol, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay, I think that I feel pretty good about the stem. I'm kind of okay with it having a slight little bit of that red in it still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel good about this white showing through right here on this red?
You want to add more red?
I don't know.
Yes.
It's up to you. Yes.
You
like
might
the
as well
red
go all the way around. Yeah, the red makes it look a lot like candy.
I like candy.
That's so pretty.
All right, I think that's what we needed. Just a little dot right there. Okay,
Now what?
now we have to sit and wait.
I love muggles right there.
Wait for what?
Wait for it to do what it wants.
See what it needs after.
It needs bubbles.
She wants to put the bubbles on it.
Oh, I like what the red's doing. The red's falling
falling.
down in little cracks.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So you want to just add tons of bubbles until they just tap onto each other so you can't see them?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the bubbles is a really interesting move. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the best.
It's a test subject.
It's gonna be great. Here, you hold the camera.
Victoria's getting excited.
The bubbles are so fun.
She's gonna dump.
Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, that's cute.
No.
It's a little tilted. The pumpkin is tilted a bit, so.
They're all sinking in. You're gonna want some more than that. Oh, that's really cute looking. Those are so cute. Wow, really created a magical land over here.
Can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of hoping
Okay,
it makes
just trust. Oh, there we go. That's pretty cute.
Actually, maybe I like that look.
Fall down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right there is a good place to get
I'm
some more.
trying.
Yeah, that looks great. Wow. This is the cutest little creature we've ever made.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that looks good. That was perfect.
All right, there's our candy apple.
Our candy bubbles on top.
Oh wait, what about some right there?
Yeah, they're falling into cracks.
These are so fun. WoodModernArt.com. They're called 3D bubbles, and they're little glass iridescent balls of joy, and they're various sizes, so they look like more natural, like little bubbles.
I really like these bubbles. I think these are one of my new favorite products that she has. Just look how cute they are. Of any painting, it looks so cute.
People use them for stars in their galaxies because they are iridescent and they're tiny and all these different sizes.
I use them in my galaxies as well.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Well, the bubbles are inspiring me for a different painting.
Oh, I can send you home to Utah with some bubbles.
I love that.
Guys, if you would like. They're leaving early tomorrow morning. Bless you.
I like that there's some bubbles falling right here. I think that looks cute.
Looks organic. All right, I will share pictures of this when it is all dry. Thanks for joining Desiree, who taught us, Chantal, who actually did the creation, and all of you guys for being.
And my mother's wonderful camera skills.
Thank you. Thanks for all of you for joining. This will be on YouTube, so you can share the class with others. Love you guys. WynnModernArt.com. Bye, Biscuit. Oh, bye, Chowder.